We are pretty much in the midst of summer now, and I thought it would be fun to do a ranking essentially from worst to best of all of the songs of the summer this 21st century. There are 25 songs that have been crowned, labeled, called Song of the Summer by Billboard each year. And let's talk about it and decide which are the best ones, which are the worst ones, and put them in a tier list. What do you think? Do you think that sounds fun? I think it could be a fun one. Hopefully, you enjoyed this video. You can click the link in the description to make your own tier list, obviously. You can tell me your thoughts in the comments, all that good stuff, as always. Essentially, they determine Song of the Summer from, I think it's Memorial Day right up until Labor Day. So in that time frame, it's basically summer, and whatever the biggest song in that time frame was gets called Song of the Summer. I think that's how they do it. I don't think there's any other way they measure it or any other factors that go into it. It's basically whatever's the biggest song in those months. And yeah, it's a Song of the Summer. Some of them are silly. Some of them you will be surprised about. Some of them you won't agree with. And some of them will unfortunately just timing, I think. There are other songs that were big during that time, but just maybe not quite as big as these ones that get crowned Song of the Summer. So you might be a little bit like, why wasn't that one for that year? And I'm sat there saying the same thing too, but it is what it is. I didn't decide these. These are just literally official deciders from the Billboard people. Yeah, let's just get on with it before I ramble on too much. Check out the Patreon, check out the membership page, all that good stuff if you want to support me. But at the very least, subscribe as well, like the video, all that great stuff. Let's go. These songs are ordered from 2000 right up until 2024. There isn't a Song of the Summer for 2025 yet, so we're skipping that year. And we're going to start with the 2000 Song of the Summer, which was Matchbox 20 Bent, which, yeah, I mean, I have a bit of a soft spot for Matchbox 20. I think out of that kind of era of that like rocky sound, they've sort of fared up quite okay. They're not the best of their kind. They're not Third Eye Blind. Nice little rhyme there. They're not that. They're not as good as that, but they're okay. He's got a little bit of a like in his voice that I don't really like a great deal, but that's just to be expected with a lot of American singers. You guys be singing with some voice. You take the mick out of British voices, and to be fair, you should with some, but come on, man. You don't need to be doing all that, you know? You don't need to be doing it all. It would be higher, I think, if the song just had a little bit more of like a pop to it. It's just like fine. Like I'm so amazed that this could ever be called a Song of the Summer for me, to be honest with you. Usher, I think, 2001. I like Usher. I'm happy to put him in B. I think Usher's consistently good, apart from like more of his recent stuff, because he dropped an album right before the Super Bowl. Nobody talked about it at all, which was kind of wild. But literally the weekend he did a Super Bowl, there was an album out. Didn't see a single soul mention it. And yeah, I think anything past like 2012 or something isn't really worth your time, but in his bag, he's good. And again, Song of the Summer, I'm going to question some of these labels because, like, this just doesn't sound like a defining summer hit. So you're going to probably listen to some of these if you take your time to do so and be like, oh, really? This was the Song of the Summer? But it's just the timing, it's just the metrics. I think maybe Billboard could do something a little bit better, because these first two for me, like they're solid songs. Like they're above D. Anything above D, I think, is solid at least, at the very least. Like C is solid, right? B, I think, is good, very good, in fact. But in terms of like where they rank for a Song of the Summer, I'd maybe be willing to put them both like in D, really, because these don't feel like summer smash hits, in my opinion. This next one, though, is definitely a summer smash hit. I mean, come on, man. Quality-wise, it's just so fun. That production is standing out, really, to this day. It really, really holds up. Yeah, the Nelly at his kind of best, really, just having a bit more hype, a bit more energy to the way he's kind of approaching the track. Not that I dislike Nelly or anything, but I think when you do sit through a full Nelly album, which nobody's doing nowadays, let's be real, like you do kind of find like they're not that great, really. They're just kind of okay. But for a hit, Nelly back in the day was kind of like a bit of a Drake figure, really. Like just came through with a smash hit, catchy tune. Everybody knew it. Everybody would sing along to it. Like, he was kind of that Drake of his time. Just didn't have that longevity that Drake's had for like 15 years, or maybe even a little bit longer than 15 years, I guess. So yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. You can't really not sing along to that chorus. There's so many silly quotables in the track. Hot in Here, yeah, and that feels like a certified summer smash, man. Like, that feels right. Some of these other ones I'm gonna get to don't, but that feels right. Yep, Crazy in Love. I'm gonna put in A. I think Crazy in Love is as good as people say. That sample is fantastic. I love the original song that it pulls from now, pulls from as well. That's a great little track. If you've never heard it, please listen to it. It's fantastic. But yeah, that sample's great. The energy's great. Jay-Z, coming through with a bit of flair, and it matching like the energy of the track, and it fitting the vibe of what Beyonce is going for as well. I think it's really cool. Yeah, Beyonce just sounds like a powerhouse. The chorus is just a smasher of a track. Yeah, just think the whole thing is just a grade A smash hit for me. Nothing really to say bad about it. Maybe the only thing, which you could say about a lot of these tracks, is overplay. Just a slight amount of overplay, but as Beyonce hits go, it's fantastic. So yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Usher again, popping up with another track that's Song of the Summer. This time, Confessions, from what was his like biggest album, really. But yeah, I feel like, if you're a little bit of a younger guy, younger gal, whatever, like, you might be thinking like, I don't really know that many Usher songs because it doesn't feel like he's as prevalent now. But back in the day, man, even in the 2010s, he still was like smashing it out the park. And yeah, I think this kind of is about the similar quality of the other track that made it his Song of the Summer. Again, though, I like Confessions, but I'm still sort of questioning whether it really is like a Song of the Summer sound. That's why I think they could maybe look at the metrics, or maybe look at how they define it and switch it up a little bit. Because maybe you could use like what was big in the summer as a metric, and maybe like weight it so that you also get like some fan submissions or something like that. Like, you could have some kind of voting system, like maybe have it like 60%, based on what was the biggest, and then 40% of the weighting, you get like a fan vote, and that adds to the tally, in some kind of like Eurovision style way or whatever. Just adding points, and then whatever has the most points gets considered Song of the Summer, just to have something. Because like, just because the song is big during the summer doesn't mean it feels like a summer hit, and I don't think Confessions has that vibe at all, really. So yeah, next we've got Kelly Clarkson. What the hell's up with me? Mariah Carey. What the hell, man? Am I okay? Mariah Carey, We Belong Together. I see a lot of hate for Mariah these days, man. People really are starting to, and again, it might be an age thing, but people really are starting to go with this narrative that she is just that girl that comes out of Christmas, she defrosts. And I know the memes are funny and they're silly, and it's all a bit in jokes. And like, she's just here for All I Want for Christmas Is You. She had a mega hits. Like, she was the shit. You cannot take that away from her. Yeah, truly, she was the shit back in the day, man. And We Belong Together is a good track. We Belong Together is a good track. So yeah, put it in B. I think for me, an easy A again for Promiscuous. Honestly, a lot of this album I think is really good, and slightly underrated actually. But the hits from it particularly are like top tier. Man Eater, Promiscuous being the Song of the Summer for this year, and then particularly Say It Right. Say It Right, I think, would be S for me. I think that's an amazing track. The melodies are fantastic. But Promiscuous is so fun. You got Timbaland being goofy on there as well. Yeah, I think that's an easy pick for this as well. And yeah, for like a Song of the Summer, it does feel that. It does feel that for sure. And yeah, definitely can't really fault it. And yeah, I just think we need somebody like Nelly now. I don't think she's going to come back and have any hit anytime soon. I think she's done in terms of like the pop culture, of her like prevalence that she had in the 2000s. I think that's gone. But somebody like Nelly, I think she brought something a little bit different to the table. She had a bit of flair. She was exciting. Don't know if we quite have somebody of her caliber now in the pop world, and I think it's missing it. think it's missing it. All right, Umbrella. Overplay probably killed this one. I think it's definitely the highest of the Bs, but I think ultimately it probably should be higher. But I just got so sick of this, man. Rihanna in the 2000s, you couldn't escape any track that was big. Shut Up and Drive, Disturbia, this one, SOS, which I think is still fantastic. But yeah, some of those tracks have just diminished a little bit for me because I've just heard them way too much. But this did feel right for me in Song of the Summer. This was inescapable for 2007. As was the next track as well, I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry. Inescapable track here, really. Just kind of shone a light on a new era of pop. I feel like Katy Perry began something new in pop that wasn't really there before, even though there were pop singers that were very bubblegummy, they were very, girly, they were very openly sweet and sugary. But Katy Perry just felt like she was transcending a lot of her peers and just brought something different to the table. And it added a bit of cheekiness, it added a bit of spice, it added a bit of silliness. And this song kind of does that really well. Yeah, I mean, I could probably argue it's higher actually, but yeah, I think C. I'm not really going out of my way to hear this. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going out of my way to hear it. For me, the first D, though, has got to be I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas, 2008's Song of the Summer. Or is it 2009? No, yeah, I've got the years wrong there. Sorry. This was 2000... I guess it was 2008. Yeah, I Got a Feeling 2009. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, even when this song was popping off, I just found it irritating, man. I just think the lyrics are so basic, and I know that's the point of the track. I'm not trying to be, let's be all about lyrics and stuff, but it's just irritating in a way I can't explain. It feels like the lowest common denominator. It's intentionally made to just appeal to the widest demographic, and it just irritates me, man. I can't get over it. The beat is kind of cheap. I just think once you hear it once, there's no reason to ever go back to it. I just can't find a way to ever excuse this, man. And it's not even the worst track on the album or that era. There were some stinkers, but yeah, Black Eyed Peas for me never really did it. Apart from Where Is the Love, I've got no love for anything that they put out. This song, man, yeah. And it was all the time. You heard it all the time. And you just felt like, yeah, we get it now. I'm ready for my party. I've got a feeling that tonight's going to be good. I don't need to hear that again. Stop. Katy Perry again. A few artists do pop up a few times. And California Girls is kind of a similar caliber of quality for me. I think it's fun. It's silly. You got Snoop Dogg on there for some strange reason. It's not really a song. Again, some Katy Perry tracks back in the day, they're good. They're fun, they're enjoyable, but I'm not going out my way to hear them. Because at the end of the day, just in case you weren't aware, this is a tier list based on my opinion and what I seek out when I'm listening to pop. Because I like a lot of pop music, but sometimes I'm just not really here to be listening to California Girls. And this is the best era for her too. It's not the best song of the era. I think Teenage Dream would be very high up for me. I think that's an amazing track and has aged remarkably well. But yeah, some of those other tracks, just not really songs I'd ever go out my way to listen to. I kind of have a soft spot for party rock anthem, man. I think honestly it's better than some people say. Again, overplay kills some of these tracks, and you do feel like you have to factor that in because obviously some of them were just constantly shoved down your throat. But I don't know, man. I think for songs that are that popular and that annoying and that played, I'm taking it over I Got a Feeling for sure. I think the memeable quality to it is fun too. I think the approach that they took where they're just not really taking themselves too seriously, and it works really well. It felt quite fresh for its time. I think they did a good job of kind of combining elements of pop from that time while also making a kind of a cha-cha slide, if you will, but also making it feel a bit more serious than a cha-cha slide. I think Party Rock Anthem is really good. I'm not getting mad if I hear that now. You still hear some of their tracks occasionally, more so that Sexy and I Know It. But I wouldn't mind hearing this one now. I would not hate it as much maybe if I was sick of it back in 2010. That might have got really irritating, or 2011, whatever. But yeah, I think hearing it now I wouldn't be too mad. Alright, we've got Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. Kind of, I want to say A, but I think ultimately she's just got so many great songs that this song does suffer a little bit. Like, it's great that she had the hit, but she deserved way more. And I think if I were ranking it against her other tracks, would I really be putting it that high? Probably not. Like, she's got some amazing tracks that are truly replayable and deserve to be way bigger than they were. And I think Call Me Maybe isn't as good as some of those. So I think B, top of the B's is fair. And yeah, just everybody knows it, you know? Like, it feels like nowadays some of the tracks that top the charts, it's like primarily people that are using TikTok, which is like, you know, probably like teenagers right up until about 30ish year olds that use TikTok regularly, right? That kind of age, probably Gen Z millennials. But anyone above that age isn't touching TikTok. And some hits now, if you're not on TikTok, you might not even hear that often. And some tracks in the charts that are topping the charts, sure, a lot of people have heard them. That's not to take away from them. But I feel like Call Me Maybe is like one of the last songs where it felt like just everybody knew it. Like your frigging mum, your grandma, your granddad, your uncle. Everybody knows it, man. Everybody knows this track, and it feels perfect for the Song of the Summer title because this just was inescapable, and it's very summery and it's very fun. Yeah, so it's a good track. Just I think you gotta be hesitant with this one because like she has so many other better songs, man. Like she deserved other hits. Blurred Lines is a tricky one because I think musically, I think, you know, I know it has the controversial element of being attached to the Marvin Gaye track, but you know what? If you're going to rip off Marvin Gaye, this instrumental is honestly doing it well enough for me. Like the instrumental is right up here. Again, please listen to what I'm saying here. I'm not saying the song is an A. I'm telling you musically, I think it's an A. I think it's that groove is fantastic. It's infectious. But those lyrics are a little weird and a little creepy and a little strange. And I think if it didn't sound as good as it did, I'd probably put it lower. But this is one of my controversial takes. I have said it, I think, on my TikTok before that I think musically, I think it's great. But lyrically and his vibe and his like, it's just icky. I don't think the lyrics are, all the lyrics are as bad as some people have said they are, right? They're not good. And they are icky and they are questionable. But I do think some people exaggerated it a little bit. Like, I don't think it's quite what people were really saying it was, but they're still like, nah, this is like, you got to word yourself better than that, man. And some of the lyrics truly are like shockingly atrocious. So yeah, maybe a controversial take from me. But I think if it didn't sound so good musically, it'd be way lower. Fancy is Iggy Azalea and Charlie. Another example of like an artist here having a massive smash hit. And then, like, why is this the big hit? You know, Charlie had a few back in the day that were like that. And she thankfully did have her moment last year with Brat Summer. But a lot of those songs didn't top the charts like Fancy did. So even then, you're still looking at the Brat era and thinking, some of those songs should have done better than they did, really. But yeah, you know, Carly deserves that moment again at some point as well, I would say. And Fancy, I don't know, I think Iggy Azalea on this track is... There's a lot of quotables. I like what it's going for. I like some aspects of it, but like, I just think the accent and some of the lines are a bit lame. I can't really decide. I think I'll put it D, but maybe in the right setting, I enjoy this. And honestly, Charlie's hook isn't that great, actually. I think she sounds a little bit annoying on that. I'm so glad she took the direction she did, because I think if she continued doing stuff like this, I'd find her to be really irritating, because I think hearing her tone and the brattiness to her voice, which I know is kind of part of the point, but on tracks like this, if she kept doing this, I think she'd be up there with like a BB Rexha for me. I'd just be like, I'm sick of this girl. But thankfully she didn't, and it worked. One of the more overrated tracks, I would say, I hate using that word, but I don't mind saying it for a song that was so big. But Cheerleader, I don't know why people still seem to think this is a good song. I think, yeah, I don't know, man. I think the lyrics, again, lyrically, I think it's just a bit lame. I can see what he's trying to say with the lyrics, but I'm not here for it. Yeah, I don't know. The beat sure, it's fine, but it's the remix that actually got big. So I don't even think his that original song is the one people listen to. It just feels very like of its time. And I think a lot of these kinds of drops and these like tropical sounds just don't really sound that great now, which they should, because it should still work. And I just don't think it does. Yeah, I don't. I've never really been a big fan of it. Next, also similarly with One Dance. Now, Drake haters or Drake naysayers or people that have questioned Drake for a long time have been completely trumped now by Kendrick's diss tracks, because Kendrick said a lot of things that people had been saying for a long time, and it feels like now if you say it, oh well, you only say it because Kendrick said it. No, I said for a long time I found this song a bit like awkward. I thought it's like dancehall fusion was a bit like, really, Drake, like you're trying this, you're not really like doing it justice, and yet the public treated it as like the best thing ever, and it was number one for frigging ages, and it's one of the biggest songs ever based on streams and everything like that. And yet I feel like, am I just crazy? Because I don't find the song to be catchy. I think that beat doesn't really sound great. I think it sounds a bit like diddy. It sounds a bit like amateurish to me. The lyrics and the vocals and what he's trying to go for is just like, you could just literally listen to dancehall. Like Drake's faking the accents and doing all that shit, man. Nah. Yeah, I'm not here for it. And I wasn't here for it before. I'm not just saying it now because Kendrick said it. I want to iterate that again too. Despacito, again, I feel like a D track for me, man. Really pointless Justin Bieber inclusion, but that was just to get it like international, and it works. But yeah, again for me, like this Latin reggaeton sound, like you can hear this done better a million times over. Like, what was so special about this track? I just don't get it. And it's, again, similar to One Dance, or at least the people making this song are actually part of the culture, so it's not like a problem in that sense. But it's a similar thing where you're listening to a genre of music and you're just going, well, like, this isn't done in a way that's particularly special. Like, what are we doing here? I'm going to carry on the Drake hate parade, I guess, and put in my feelings in D. Although at least probably the highest of the Ds, because it's not annoying. I just don't think it has anything remarkable about it. And similarly, again, he's taking from another sound, the bounce sound, and is just kind of incorporating it in his own way just to profit off that sound. And it's annoying, because, like, where's the love for the songs that are actually from that scene? Like, I get it, Drake was massive. You know, you attach a huge pop star to anything, it's going to do well. But, you know, we don't need it to be this big. It wasn't that good. Like, chill out, man. None of these big Drake hits are ever that great. Like, what are we doing? Are we just starving? Do we just think because we can't be bothered to look for other songs that have this sound? Like, what is it, man? I don't get it. And we're out on the controversial takes. Old Town Road, mate. Old Town Road bangs. Old Town Road bangs. And the whole controversy around it being like a country song at the time was kind of funny. Honestly, I think if you're listening to it, you can't really call it fully country. Like, that whole controversy around the time was just kind of silly, really. But I think to parody like stereotypical sounds and still somehow make it ridiculously catchy and fun, you've got to kind of hand it to him, man. Because this is the thing with like Drake. If Drake was parodying things and doing it in like a, you get it, I'm just joking here, maybe it would work a bit more. But because he's not doing that and it's very serious, like, yeah, it doesn't work as well. But I don't know, man. Old Town Road just kind of works for me. The Billy Ray Cyrus feature works for me. I think it's pretty damn great. Maybe people will be questioning why it's so high, but I don't know. I think it's great. We've now reached the 2020s, and my God, the song of the summer of the past 5 years will make you want to die. These songs are just like, what are we doing? Rockstar by DaBaby with Roddy Ricch, I guess, was the main, because I think it was just him on his own first, and then Roddy Ricch came on it, and I think that boosted it. I mean, Roddy Ricch, man, what a flash in the pan moment he had. Like, literally huge with the box, and then this track, and then that's been it. Like crazy how he just fell into obscurity. I mean, if you listen to his album, you probably wouldn't be that surprised because he just wasn't that good. But to have hits and just go completely, and we all know why he faded away. The baby, we don't need to talk about that. He did that to himself. But yeah, I mean, just an average track from an average era of popular rap music, really. Like, it's not been great. And this is not somebody that hates all popular rap or hates mainstream rap or hates, trap. I like all those things, but this current era has been dry, and a lot of those hits and a lot of those rappers have not stuck around because they've just not been very good. It's not even like a Carly Rae Jepsen thing where it's just a bit like, why hasn't she stuck around? She's still making great music. No, these guys were kind of mediocre to begin with, and nobody cared about them after their major hits. So yeah, that's just kind of how it is for me, and just an average song, not particularly catchy. Yeah, I'm not really here for DaBaby. DaBaby got boring quick. DaBaby got boring very quick. As soon as I was starting to sit through the albums and he was repeating that same flow, which became a meme later on, but anybody that was paying attention knew very quickly that this guy was very much a one-trick pony, and yeah, it was pretty lame how he couldn't switch it up, and it's just whatever to me. But BTS, I've talked about BTS before. I think they're pretty bad. I think representing K-pop as a whole is so sad. Like, K-pop can be really good, and yet the biggest act to ever come from it makes shit like this. It is very sad, man. But it's crap. The lyrics are terrible. The production's really like pristine in a really like fake smile kind of way. Like, you're forcing a fake smile and it sounds happy, but it really feels depressing as well. This grates on my ears. I cannot stand this band, and I've talked about them before, and I'm okay if any K-pop fans find me, because you're funny. You can't take me down, guys. I will enjoy it, so go for it. As It Was by Harry Styles is the one glimmering hope for the 2020s for songs of the summer. I think I'll at least take this one and be like, okay, this one is good. It does sound like commercial music, really. It sounds like advert music. It sounds like jingle music, which a few tracks from this album did sound like, actually, by the way. Music from a Sushi Restaurant also had that vibe. So I'm not quite sure if he really has a great artistic merit to his style. There are good songs to him, but I do feel like he's a bit of a cheeseball at the same time. But this track is very catchy. Even if I'm a bit skeptical of him as an artist overall, he can put out a really good pop song, and this is a good example of it. I also think Adore You is pretty good. I also do like Late Night Talking, so I do think there is something there with him. But yeah, I think I'm still yet to see like greatness when it comes to the album side of things. Morgan Wallen gets 2, and he might have a third. Genuinely might have a third, guys. At the minute, one of the biggest songs in America right now is a Morgan Wallen song because the album just dropped. It's got Tate McRae on it. It is very average again. And if that rules the summer and stays at the top of the charts for a good while, we may be looking at another Morgan Wallen song of the summer, which is just sad because this guy, again, what I was saying about K-pop, this is country down to a T. Like, the representatives in America for country music are shocking. I saw a Billboard post the other day of the biggest country songs of the 21st century, and like, check that list out, please. It is so bad. It's dire. It's really bad, and no wonder country has this reputation, right? Because anybody outside of this scene just looks at this and thinks, "What the hell's going on? Like, this is terrible." And of course, you think that. You think all country music is bad because this is what represents it. It's crazy. And controversially, I actually don't mind the Morgan Wallen Post Malone collab. I thought the album from Post Malone was bad, but this track I thought was okay. I thought it was alright, actually, and I'm not going to go too much into detail because it's not a song I'd ever go out my way to listen to like some of these other C tracks, really, but I thought it was kind of okay. The album was bad, though, and Morgan Wallen generally I think is bad, but comparatively to what it could have been, I think that song could have been way worse. But 2024, right? You had Not Like Us and you had Espresso. They are so clearly better Song of the Summers than this. This was such a terrible choice for Song of the Summer. This is what I'm saying. They need to change some kind of formula to or create some kind of formula, sorry, or create some kind of metric to make this make more sense, because I think everybody last year were telling you that Espresso is Song of the Summer. Why did it end up being this? It just makes no sense, really. They should fix that. And a few other of these other ones as well were coming out at around a time where it's like, clearly this song makes more sense for Song of the Summer. I think, if I'm not wrong, for the DaBaby track, it was Blinding Lights was number 2. And it's like, again, clearly Blinding Lights made more sense. And I also think for the 2021 track, which is BTS, Levitating was like number 2 or something like that too, by Dua Lipa. Again, like, that makes way more sense. They need to fix this, because these Song of the Summers, I mean, there isn't even an S. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I don't know, man. Do you really think there's an S here? Let me know in the comments. But that is it from me. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully you've liked what I've done here. And yeah, as ever, make sure you're subscribing, checking out the Patreon, the membership page, all that good stuff, supporting the channel. I spend a lot of my free time doing these videos, guys. It does take a lot out of me. So I do hope you appreciate what I do. And you can, yeah, stick around for more and enjoy more videos in the future. So create your own tier list in the description. Click the link. Let me know. Send it me on Instagram, wherever you follow me. Have a good day. Goodbye.